What's up, guys? We're back to draft again. I'm Pierre. He's Chris. It's been like forever since I've said that. You guys know who we are. It's the end game. We're here to draft. And I think tonight, I have a feeling maybe we'll see some people actually commit to zero RB because I don't know. I feel like all of us, and myself included, like just kind of let down last night. I don't know.
Yeah, definitely let down. I mean, that draft did not go the way I anticipated. I figured at the 11, I'm like, okay, I'll get, maybe like CeeDee Lamb, Devontae Adams, somebody like that. Nope, gone, way before the 11. Yeah. I'm just going to draft tonight. I'm not trying to draft it. I'm just drafting tonight.
Just draft. I mean, that's how it should be. And of course, we spent a lot of time saying this to justify our non-zero RB drafts last night, but you can't just go in and say, I'm going to draft all this position. I'm going to get this guy. I mean, you want to draft the best team. So, yeah. But I kind of decided to make it easier for myself. Instead of being tempted by CMC or JT or Eckler, I put myself at the 12. We'll see. Last night, somebody got Eckler at the 12.
You never know. You might get tempted. Speaking of tempted, should we get some people in the draft?
Yeah, let's do it. Stinger's ready. Stinger's here last night.
Here we go, guys. Get ready. Get those thumbs ready to click. Here we go.
All right.
Oh, I should have timed it. Next time I got to remember, we got to put the stopwatch on.
I'll have to bring my stopwatch one time. And we're full. There we go.
All right. Oh, we got some people back. We got Herb back.
So Herb.
All right. So typical settings: 1 QB, 2 running back, 3 wide receiver, full PPR, tight end and flex. I haven't changed anything. Looks like Brian Ibarra. You are on the clock. We ready?
Let's do it. Ale with the 2 spot. Ales are always ready to dominate the mocks.
He's going 0 RB.
Yeah. Don't even have to ask. Ja'Marr Chase at the 1. All right. Not JJ.
That's 2 other than the draft. That's 2 of the last 3 we've seen Chase over JJ. How do you join the mocks? Well, you were here, and then we post the link, which is about 2 comments above you. Yeah, and then you get in, but they feel really, really fast. Like you've got 10 seconds to get in, basically.
Yeah, I'm not kidding. It's like grabbing a PS5 on Black Friday.
All right, easy decision tonight for me. What's up, Blue?
I like that pick.
Yeah, they fill up so fast.
That's why we go multiple times per week. I mean, we used to do 1, maybe 2. We're going to go as often as possible. And I know got some flack last night because I had missed the one before that. I'm not here for all of them. Trust me, things will slow down for me in about a month or so, hopefully less. It's not because of baseball. Don't blame baseball. It's because I have a daughter who's getting ready to go to college.
Focus on baseball. That's okay.
No.
Brandon, don't worry if you missed it tonight. Sorry, but we do this every Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday. So you can try again. And Stinger has a tip, giving away his secrets. You got to make sure you're already signed into Sleeper beforehand, apparently.
Sure, Sleeper does a weird thing where sometimes even if you click on the link, it doesn't take you to that league. It'll just take you like the homepage or some other thing, like the last thing you were on. So that is a good idea. That is definitely good.
Like this draft looks like last night. Nicholas got in 2:30 a.m. in Munich, drafting with us. Nice.
Man, that's commitment.
Hopefully you don't fall asleep in auto draft.
Yeah, no kidding.
Oh, nice. What's up, buddy? All right, well, hopefully you can start getting in some with us. I was actually thinking about I will not have time tomorrow, but I was actually thinking about this. Some ideas around this, which I have to run by Pierre, which this is the first time Pierre's heard of it. So we may be, I don't know what the word is. We may be making it more we may be making it easier for Patreons to join these mocks. I'll leave it at that.
Yeah, let's leave them in suspense.
Yeah. But it's only in my head right now. I haven't even talked to Pierre about it yet. So I can't, we're a partnership here. I can't, there's no. It looks like right now everybody's going 0 RB except for 3 people.
Oh man, I'm tempted by Garrett Wilson. You took him first round last night, but I don't know. I'm gonna stick with my boy.
No Patreon mock tomorrow unless Pierre wants to do one by himself. I don't have time on a Friday.
I believe it or not, actually have plans tomorrow night, which again is rare these days for me. Friday night is usually like, how fast can I fall asleep on the couch? But tomorrow night, actually going out.
Don't worry. Even if you're not in the Patreon, you'll still be able to join the drafts. They won't be Patreon only drafts. I just have some ideas about anyway, I don't want to spoil it on a live stream. Got to talk to Pierre first and make sure we're on the same page.
Stinger, don't you have
anyways, back to the draft.
Like Apple Pay or Android Pay? Can't you do something like on the side without
don't you have like your parents' credit cards and how you pay when you're gaming or whatever? Let's see. You went Kelsey Waddle at the turn. We have a JT Barkley start. We see a lot of those. That's good.
Hero RB. Well, double hero RB.
Barkley, that's not bad.
It's called robust RB. Or does that have to be 3? Right, 3 running backs, then you're robust.
I don't even know all these terms. All these terms, like all these new terms. It used to just be your drafting.
Yeah. Like, I got a good player.
Yeah. I took 2. It used to be like I took 2 running backs early.
Yeah, that's actually that used to just be the thing. Like everyone took 2 running backs and then started getting receivers. But
actually, way back in the day, it was like I took a running back and a QB early.
Yes, to get your quarterback.
My first 2 picks. I went Peyton Manning in the first, and then I went like whoever in whatever running back in the second, like Doug Martin in the second.
Yeah, like you got to grab Steve Young and Brett Favre before they fall, out of the first round.
Are there any wide receivers even left here?
I mean, it depends. Depends how desperate you are, I guess.
I gotta go running back here. It's too good a value. Too good a value at the running back position here.
There you go.
I think it's the first time I've gotten Bijan in one of these mocks, actually.
Really? It's not a bad consolation for waiting on running back. And look, Kenneth Walker still, I almost feel like it's too low. I mean, I would think I would still say I'm going to go Kenneth Walker over DK, over Williams, guys like that.
Yeah.
But I do like the
commitment.
Finally,
finally see those guys go this early.
We have 6.
You should go a little later.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, if I include myself, that are still in contention to do a fully committed 0 RB draft. Yeah, who needs textbooks or the Patreon? I mean, priorities here. Patreon first.
Man, we're 2 picks away from me having to go 2 straight running backs.
You see someone on the board who's tempting you?
Well, it's gonna happen. I'm gonna have to go 2 straight running backs.
Oh, we'll see. Well, unless this team takes a 3rd running back, which I kind of hope doesn't, but
I mean, come on, Stinger. A Mustang or Patreon? Come on. Not even close. Oh wait, there's one more. There's still one more person. I missed it. I forgot I was 3. Okay, there's still one more chance. Jeez.
There it is. You have to do it.
I gotta do it. Come on, guys. What are we doing here?
Yeah.
What are we doing here? How is Derrick Henry going that late? Even for me.
So you've come around finally. I mean, I'm not taking Etienne over Henry. I'm not taking Jacobs over Henry personally.
I mean, I'm not taking Olave, Debo, Keenan, or even Christian Watson, who I love.
Right. Those guys either. All right, Stinger. Stay the course. Stay the course. No such thing as peer pressure here. There you go.
Terry.
I feel like it's going to be,
early
in these early drafts, it's going to be a lot easier to go 0 RB because all these rookies now are such great values. You know, nobody knows where they're going to land and whatever. It's going to pile up on rookie running backs. Like, seriously, in every best ball draft I'm going to do, that's what I'm doing.
Yeah, it's always a good strategy. This is the time to draft them. Because after the draft, the ones who end up in good spots, you're not going to get them anymore.
Exactly. Now, of course, a lot of these guys, you think, oh, this guy could be whatever, and then they don't get drafted or they wind up in a team with like a 3-man committee. Then they're like, okay, that was a burn pick. But you only need one of them to really hit. So, all right.
Even like last year, you never know. I mean, we didn't think, Dameon Pierce in Houston, we were like, oh, I remember everybody was, oh, that's not so great. Tyler Algier in Atlanta, oh, that's not so great. Yeah, you never know. Even Kenneth Walker, right? I mean, Kenneth Walker in Seattle didn't look like a great spot until Penny got hurt, and then so.
Going early QB once again.
We don't do Sunday, but we do Tuesday. Marquise, what's up? But the fact that you jumped on here on your wife's birthday, props to you. Props to you. Don't get in trouble, though.
Yeah, not on our account.
Yeah.
Tuesday or Sunday. There you go. It's a long off season. Don't worry. Don't get yourself in trouble over the mock. Yeah. You can definitely jump in next week.
Yeah, there'll be a lot more mock drafts. So you go Cooper and Hurts at the turn. Nice. QB's going a lot earlier tonight than they did last night. That's for sure.
Yeah, and I'm still wanting to take one of those top, 6, 7, depending on what you think about Lamar Jackson, where he's going to wind up next year, and whether you really believe in Fields. But the thing is, I know if I didn't pull the trigger here, going back all the way to the end of the 5th round, I don't think I'm getting any of those guys.
Yeah, probably not those guys.
I think the only kind of mid-round QB I'm okay with, and I just say okay because I'm not necessarily fully committed, but Trevor Lawrence, I think that's okay. Yeah. Even Dak Prescott now they're talking about like they're going to draft a quarterback, and who knows, man? Who knows?
I like Dak. I think Dak's fine. I do like Lawrence. I like Lawrence more though,
but I'm also worried. Kellen Moore left, right? Offensive coordinator is gone. They're going to change things up. I don't know how that's going to work.
Yeah.
Godwin.
I'm drafting neither at the moment.
Well, yeah. We got to know who the quarterback's going to be. I'll still take Godwin first either way, though.
Yeah, if I was picking between the two, I would take Godwin. But, man, with this talk about them being okay, like just rolling with Kyle Trask, like what?
Nobody's rolling with Kyle Trask.
I mean, they might just be in full, tank this year mode and just go with Kyle Trask, win 1 or 2 games, try again next year.
I don't know. They'll sign somebody. I can't see Kyle Trask doing anything but holding the clipboard. I mean, I think they would sign, Andy Dalton or Jacoby Brissett before they let Kyle Trask be the starter. And Brissett might not get
that's
that.
Fine. That's fine. I'm still not drafting those guys if those are the core. I mean, maybe Brissett because at least he was halfway.
Brissett is serviceable.
Dalton, I don't know.
Yeah, those quarterbacks are going to go faster than they have in years past. Late round QB, it's not a thing. It's not a good thing.
No, not a good thing anymore.
It's a perfect way to say it. I like the potential of Trask before he was drafted, before he actually showed that he has no potential.
Yeah.
I was never big on Trask, and not just because he's a Gator, but also he's not a guy who was ever like the super accurate passer. I think, he's got some athleticism, but he's not really a dual threat. He's kind of like a Jeff Driscoll, which, if you know Jeff Driscoll as a quarterback, that's all you need to know. All right, so Marquise is good. We don't have to worry about him. He's got
Marquise. Okay. I mean, nothing wrong with Burrow there. Nothing wrong with Burrow. That's probably where I'd have him right after. Well, I'd order the first three a little bit differently, but I'd have him fourth.
Yeah, I think that's fine.
Yeah.
Okay. Here we go. All right, so now quarterbacks are all going. You are up. All right. I did notice you snuck in a DJ Moore pick there while we were talking.
I like DJ Moore this year.
Who's their quarterback?
Well, we'll see. I might stop liking DJ Moore.
Yeah. Well,
but actually, he actually was pretty good with Sam Darnold down the stretch. He was good with Sam Darnold early 2 years ago. I mean, hopefully they don't go out and do something terrible at QB, like trade for Zach Wilson or something.
Yeah, that would do it. But I mean, you're right. He was actually really good with Sam Darnold, but at the very least, we know it's not going to be Baker Mayfield. So
yes,
that's a good thing.
Yes. Yeah, that's the thing. So you never know. You never know how drafts are going to go. Last night, quarterbacks fell. Tonight, they are not falling. They are gone. They are gone already. I did actually consider Swift over Hollywood there. I don't know if you saw the thing about what Deuce Staley said today at the press conference with the Panthers.
I did something, and I mean, I don't know what. Did they have some sort of beef or what? I mean, it's like it's personal.
Well, I don't think did he say something about Swift?
Well, somebody said something about Swift, like he's not made long for, like he's not going to be in Detroit long. Maybe it was the beat writer who was like,
beat writers just speculating that like they won't sign him to a second contract. But no, Deuce Staley said he said, because now he's the running backs coach for Carolina. He said they're going to use 3 running backs. He believes in using 3 running backs. Which explains why DeAndre Swift and explains why Justin Jackson was getting touches last year over DeAndre Swift, because Deuce Staley just thinks you should use, which, look, I don't disagree. If I was a coach in today's NFL, I'd use 3 running backs too. Why not?
And
first of all, if you have 3 guys that have different skill sets, do different things, that just gives your offense more options, right? Like, if you just have one guy out there, not everybody has, a Christian McCaffrey who can do everything. Yeah, I'd use, I don't blame him. I'd use 3 running backs too. But it does make me feel better about Swift because, okay, Deuce Staley just wants to use a committee.
Yeah, but Deuce Staley wasn't really calling. Like, he was the running backs coach there, not the offensive coordinator, right? So,
true, but I'm sure he was. But I'm sure he was like.
Yeah, he had some say, but it's still Dan Campbell. As long as he's been the coach there, they haven't given Swift, this huge workload, and he's the one who came out and said, like, yeah, we have to make sure he doesn't get hurt again, and we have to limit his touches and all that. So that's why I can't fully buy in on Swift, but I think if anything now makes me really nervous, like that if Carolina does draft like Bijan Robinson or Charbonnet, then like, okay, I'm done.
If they drafted Bijan and then used 3 running backs, it'd be like, what are you doing?
But that would be such a Carolina thing to do.
It would be.
Like trading for Sam Darnold and then getting Baker Mayfield also.
Yeah. What's up, Antonio? What up?
Hey. Stinger, is Stinger in the Discord? He is, right?
He's in the Discord, yes.
All right, we have very many discussions about music, and it's, I guess, in the general, which there's a lot of stuff that goes on in the general channel, but
yeah,
yeah, it's a wide variety. Too much to break down here. But they always say your favorite music's what you grew up with, right? So of course, being like old men, we like 80s and 90s.
90s. See, I grew up like, I think I kind of like, I went through a lot of different stages of music, even into like my 20s, early 30s. Because I grew up, I mean, I guess if you, like, I grew up, hold on, let me make this pick real quick.
Yeah.
This pick that I don't really love right now. Although I feel like...
Is it Joe Mixon?
I might have to be. I might have to go with the...
No, you have Bijan and Derrick Henry. You can't get another running back, could you?
Maybe, but I mean, I'm not taking a tight end here. Maybe I'll just go with the last kind of... Well, I don't need to because they all have QBs.
Yeah, everybody got their QB pretty much.
All right, I'll just go with the rookie wide receiver here.
All right, that's a good pick.
Yeah, like, I guess technically, I mean, I grew up like 80s, like popish stuff, I guess, like whatever my people around me listened to. And then I got into heavy metal in like junior high. And then I got into hip hop in high school. And then a couple years out of high school, I got into punk rock. And then I got into like really hardcore, I don't know if it's metal or punk metal or what. And then I got into like, still was kind of into hip hop. Then I got into like the early 2000s, like, I don't know, screamo. They think they call it screamo or whatever they called it. Like, so I went like
all over the place.
All over the place.
But also, I think that makes sense because, I mean, I like metal sometimes, but usually when it's like, if I'm gonna go work out, like have a metal, like hard rock, like metal play, like Rage Against the Machine, of course, the best rock band ever, and like that makes sense. So you're always in the gym, you're working out, like that makes sense. Like it's that same kind of vibe.
Yeah, but I also like I got into like really underground hip hop for a long time too, like like Army of the Pharaohs.
Yes.
Like all the artists, Army of the Pharaohs is like, there's like 50 members of Army of the Pharaohs, right? Because it's like, hey, you do this song, hey, you do this song, right? It's all the artists.
It's actually an army. No, I mean, like
actually, it's a hip hop army. So I went through tons of phases.
My favorite, Apathy, just put out a new album a couple weeks ago. It's pretty good.
Apathy, dang.
Yeah, he's my favorite one. Yeah, like I grew up watching MTV and like basically 80s pop, right? That's it's on the radio. And then I think it was 6th grade. So for me, late 80s, started getting into rap and then hip hop, and then been that ever since. But like if you look at my playlist, like I'm listening, depending on what I'm doing or whatever. Like my Spotify will be 80s hip hop, and then it'll be like Talking Heads, and then it'll be Beethoven, and then sometimes they'll have like reggae. So I pretty much listen to everything except for country music.
Yeah.
And I live in Texas, and it's everywhere, and I hate country music.
Yeah, no country. Did you get into ever? The guy one of the guys I really liked from the Pharaohs was Dope Nixon. Did you ever listen to him?
That's right, Sour Diesel.
Oh, it's such a good album. And what I really like is one of the songs he samples the Phantasm theme song, which I know you'll appreciate as also somebody who likes horror movies.
That's right.
It's like, what? The Phantasm theme song is a hip hop song. What?
That's the best song. I mean, Halloween, of course, but like I have theme songs. That Phantasm song is
Phantasm's second, but behind Halloween for sure.
Right.
Like Halloween will always be number one, right? Like you play that song and everybody knows what it is. But Phantasm's second for sure.
Exactly. So we could go on and on about this. He just opened up a huge
Yeah, this I don't even know what's going on in this draft right now. I'm talking about music, horror movies.
Hey, could go all night. All right, you got Dak. So all right, you're good. You're good with quarterback.
I'm gonna get Dak there. I'm not gonna, because after Dak, after Dak, it's what? It's like Tua, Cousins, Daniel Jones. Yeah.
Not good in any way.
I'm good with Dak. Dak was really good last year for fantasy. I know he throws a lot of interceptions, but he also puts up a lot of fantasy points, so it's okay.
Yeah, as long as the volume is there, that's fine.
Yeah, I don't care about interceptions. Just give me my fantasy points.
Yeah, I mean, unless you're in one of these leagues where some leagues I don't get, they penalize like -4 for an interception.
Yeah.
Like, come on, it's like it shouldn't matter that much.
No, I really want to take out like fumbles and interceptions completely. Like, no, why do we have negative points? This is supposed to be fun. Like, you're not supposed to look at your score and see it go down. That's not fun. There's nothing fun about that.
Exactly.
Like, that's why I hate defenses. It's like, oh, my defense is playing. I have 10 points. Oh, they gave up a touchdown. I have 4. I just lost 6 points because they gave up 1 touchdown.
Well, yeah, defenses definitely go negative because they give up too many points. But it's like, yeah, I don't know. I like IDP.
Or the worst are kicker leagues where you lose points for a missed kick. Like, as if having kickers isn't painful enough. Now you're going to take away a point when my kicker misses. Like, brutal. That's brutal.
It's like salt in the wound. All right.
Let's get back to football talk. If the Titans don't change quarterback, what are we expecting from Burks? Or what are we? I mean, maybe we like him better if they do change quarterback. We probably do like him better if they change quarterbacks, as long as it's not Malik Willis. Can't be Malik Willis.
I mean, their quarterback situation can't really get worse, can it? I mean, Ryan Tannehill staying there is. I mean, what does that do? He's serviceable, I guess, but I mean, come on, let's get somebody who could possibly be an upgrade. I mean, I don't know that they will this year, but let's assume it is still Tannehill and he's the starter. I think Burks could serve as kind of a low-end wide receiver 3. Because it's not just so much who the quarterback is, but also the system. They're not a pass-heavy team. They never will be. They're still going to have Derrick Henry. They're still going to have the same philosophy. And now they released Robert Woods. They've got to. They have to bring in another receiver. I don't know if they're going to go young or try to sign another veteran. Again, another crusty old veteran. You'd think there's a new GM. You'd think they would actually do different things now. I think they're going to go a different direction. So I can see them drafting another wide receiver to complement Burks. Maybe a quicker, speedier guy.
Yeah, like a more possession guy.
Like a Tank Dell.
Yeah, but I like Burks. He showed flashes.
I do like Burks. Yeah, I like Burks a lot. Wish he was in a better system. But...
Is David Montgomery your RB1?
That is right. Because you know why? 0 RB.
You went full zero RB.
Yep. Actually, okay. I got some guys here who will probably be taken, but queued up. I think I'd be happy with any of them at my number 2 spot, but we'll see if they fall. There goes one of them right there, of course. Dylan was another.
Yeah, this is not fun. It doesn't make any defense scoring makes no sense. Like, imagine in real life a team wins a game like 30-3. Or let's say 30-7. That defense dominated, right? They gave up 1 touchdown. It might not even been their fault, right? Maybe the quarterback threw an interception like at the 10-yard line and the team punched it in from the 10 or something. And you lose 60% of your points from that. How does that make who came up with defense scoring and why are we still using it? It's like the dumbest scoring in all of fantasy. Easily the dumbest scoring in all of fantasy. Makes no sense. And it's just universally accepted as like, yeah, that's what we do. That's what we do. It's like no one's thought about this. Actually, I have thought about it. I think if you have defense scoring, you should start from 0, like every other position, and get points for like sacks, interceptions, fumbles, touchdowns, and all that. Just make them weighted heavier. Now defense actually becomes a bit more predictable. Wow, what was this tight end run we just saw? Now defense actually becomes a bit more predictable because it's like, okay, this team gets a lot of sacks, or this offense gets up a lot of sacks. They can get turnovers. It becomes more predictable, and you only gain points. You don't like have to look at your score and be like, why did I just lose 6 points all of a sudden?
Agree, but of course, the best solution is just don't play with team defenses.
Yeah, that too.
IDP is the way to go. You don't have team offense or team running back, unless you play fantasy XFL, in which case you do use team quarterback. But if you're in an NFL fantasy football league,
he's gone already.
Yeah, you're on the clock, by the way.
Yeah, I know. Okay, I'm gonna have to panic pick somebody crappy here. Because I thought Tony was still there. I thought Johnston was still there. This is the problem. I don't pay attention to the draft.
Right. Okay, so you took Algier right after Cook, and so the question is, what do you think about them? I mean, are we going to see a improvement from last year? Or is it going to kind of be more of the same?
I mean, I would say right now I feel better about Algier because if the Falcons don't do anything at running back or anything significant, like if they sign some like vet for depth or something, fine. But assuming they don't, bring in a big time free agent or draft a running back early, then I would prefer Algier because we know he's going to get a bunch of carries. He's behind a great offensive line. They're a team that wants to run the ball. So right now I would have Algier over Cook. But if the Falcons do kind of like what the Jets did last year with Michael Carter and draft, a second round running back or maybe sign one of these free agent running backs, then I'll like Cook. Because at least with Cook, like Cook will never be a high volume guy, of course, but at least Cook has that. He gets those like high value touches, right? Catches. He gets the touches, like he gets that Bills offense. Defenses aren't going to worry about the run, so he's always going to have space. So then I would go Cook. But right now I'm Algier over Cook.
Yeah, me too. Algier over Cook. The one thing I like, and this is why I've been kind of on Algier more this preseason, is it seems like not just that they're not, whether they do something at running back, I don't think they'll do anything major. It doesn't seem like they're going to do anything at quarterback. Like they're just going to roll with Ritter, which means it's going to be a conservative offense. They're going to run the ball a lot. They have a good offensive line. I think Algier still gets the same kind of volume, and that line can block. So same system, same everything. He could be just as productive as he was in the second half of last year.
And the Falcons should focus primarily on defense this year. And if they do, that means they might actually have the ball more and they might actually be winning games, which means they can commit to the run even more.
That might be a stretch, but yeah, at least they'll be more competitive.
Yeah, I mean, well, Exactly.
All right.
Oh,
Only in this build will I take this value.
Zeke, this is a brutal bad beat. You lost the game because your kicker missed 2 field goals. Oh, man.
Yeah,
that shouldn't happen. That shouldn't even happen.
That should not
happen. It should never, ever in the history of fantasy football even be a thing. Like, who's like, oh, that was fun? Your opponent. I'm sure your opponent thought it was fun. That's about it.
Yeah. -4. Ouch.
It's terrible. Like, as if kickers aren't bad enough. Then you get -4. Penny. Is this the first time we've seen Penny drafted?
I'm almost positive that's the first time we've seen Penny drafted.
Penny will be interesting.
Worth a shot.
I mean, he's a free agent. Maybe he goes somewhere.
Yeah, I'm curious. I mean, whoever does, maybe take him. I mean, it's going to be like a prove it kind of deal. I will say I won't do this in every draft, but it is kind of nice. Like, I don't have to look through, okay, who's left at tight end, who's left at quarterback, and like I'm locked up there. So now I'm just stockpiling running backs because I really
it is nice. And having to stream first of all, like having to stream a quarterback is bad, but at least you can kind of figure out, like, okay, they have a good matchup. We know, like, okay, streaming tight end is the worst. It is the worst. It's like just a full-on guessing game most times.
It's like who might catch 2 passes and one of them is a touchdown this week? Like, Will Disley. I don't know.
Yeah. Right. Remember, like, you think back last year, Taysom Hill goes for 4 touchdowns. Of course, when nobody played him, nobody started Taysom Hill. And then the next week, everybody's like, start Taysom Hill. And of course, he does nothing.
Exactly.
He's gone already.
There goes Waller. So now you're one of only 2 teams that don't have a tight end.
Yeah, and it's fine because there's 2 tight ends I like, so I'll just wait.
Njoku was taken kind of early tonight.
Yeah, they went pretty early in this draft here. I'm gonna run out of time again. Hold on. I feel like there's nothing.
Kamara, Fournette.
Is this guy still on the board? Actually, yeah, I'll take him.
All right, so yeah, you probably saw that today too. Javonte going to miss into the season, which pretty sure we've been talking about. All right, we're not drafting Javonte at all, and now there's proof that he definitely will not be himself. Even when he does come back, like, really, you're going to take a chance on a guy with multiple ligament tears being anywhere close? Like, no. I think, to me, he's pretty much just do not draft at all.
Yeah, I just can't believe people keep drafting him. It's like I said this maybe a couple weeks ago. If it was last draft season and you knew what you were getting from J.K. Dobbins, you would not have drafted J.K. Dobbins. Like, there'd be no point because you really didn't get anything from J.K. Dobbins until like week 15. You're going to draft a guy and sit him on your bench just to finally have him be startable in like week 15. It's not like he went off in the fantasy playoffs and like won people's championships. No one would have drafted J.K. Dobbins last year knowing how it would have played out. Remember, J.K. Dobbins tore his ACL with the multi-ligament tear in training camp. Javonte tore his in week 4 of the season. Like, we're talking about like a 6 to 8 week difference or something, whatever, 6-7 week difference. Like, if Javonte even gets on the field this year, he's going to be nowhere near 100%. Like, you're just going to hold him for 10, 11, 12 weeks. No way. Undraftable. He's undraftable this year. 2024, though, just like I said with Dobbins, 2024, I will be on Javonte Williams.
Yeah. And like you're saying, he has potential, but that's the whole point. He doesn't. Like, his potential is that hopefully I can maybe average 3.5 yards per carry in the second half of the season. And
second half,
he's not going to get that many touches, and they have to replace him. We already know they have to replace him in the beginning of the year. I want whoever Denver's going to have. Actually, you know what I want, because I just saw today Joe Lombardi now might be joining the Denver staff. Remember, he was OC for the Saints when Peyton was there, and that's his philosophy. Sir dumps off a lot, right? Going to be whoever the running back is there is going to catch a lot of passes. So I want whichever pass catching back is going to be in Denver, and which we have no idea who that is because, like I said, they really don't have any running backs right now. So whoever they draft, yeah, that's what. If they get like somebody just took Devin Achane, I think. Yeah, a guy like that, a speedy guy who can catch the ball. If Denver takes him, I'm interested. Deuce Vaughn, I'd be interested.
Yeah. I mean, even look at even stashing him in your IR. I mean, maybe if you have a bunch of IR spots, sure. But there were guys I put in my IR last year in leagues where I only had one IR spot, and I kicked them out because you'd have somebody really good get hurt on your team. You're like, well, I need that IR spot now because I'm not dropping this guy. You know what I mean? So it always sounds good on paper right now. But again, look at J.K. Dobbins. He came back week 3 last year. And remember, his was in training camp. Javonte was week 4. Like, J.K. Dobbins was before this, I think 2 or 3 weeks before the season even started. He had 23 yards, 41 yards, 44 yards, 15 yards. Hold on, let me make this pick really quick. Let's pick it real quick. And then he had to have he had to have a procedure done on his knee because he came back too fast and he wasn't ready. And then finally in week, what was it? Week 14, he started being pretty good, right? But you're going to hold Javonte till, and again, this is a guy that happened in training camp, not during the season. Javonte is going to be even farther behind than Dobbins was. I don't think we see Javonte on the field next year. If we do, it's going to be very late in the season. Kind of like Jameson Williams, right? Everybody's like, oh, just put Jameson Williams on your IR, and then when he comes back, you have this stud wide receiver. No, you don't. You have a wasted IR spot. You have a wasted bench spot when he comes back. I don't see any reason to draft Javonte. I really don't.
That's the perfect example right there. Jameson Williams, I'll just stash him to whatever. Okay. What good did that do you? And then when he was, he's coming back, he's going to play. Everyone was, do I pick him up? How much do I spend? We're like, don't bother. Never do we say, pick him up. He didn't do anything. It wasn't worth it. I mean, I know the talent is tantalizing, but it doesn't matter if he's not actually playing on the field, getting targets and getting carries. So just avoid Javonte. But I am interested in whoever Denver does put at running back, because there is a path. I'll probably be a committee or a timeshare of some sort, but yeah. Okay. Don't no. Get it off. Get it off.
I would draft Michael Thomas over Javonte though, because at least we know Michael Thomas should be playing week 1. I mean, even if I only get 3 games out of Michael Thomas, fine. I drop him after 3 games. At least I'm not holding him for, 10 plus weeks, wasting an IR spot or on my bench. But I don't really want Michael Thomas either. So
I'd rather just draft a kicker and put him in my flex spot than put Michael Thomas. Forget it.
Yeah, this. Yeah, not drafting Javonte, not drafting Michael Thomas.
Okay. Stock up here. More running backs. Got the tank.
Where are we at here?
Because it's pretty easy to tell now who my favorite rookie running backs are, because I keep taking them, and then in 2 months it'll be totally different. I'll be drafting whoever falls and is a bad spot. It'll be totally different. But
probably even after the combine, when somebody goes out there and has a great combine, or somebody that we goes out there and has a terrible combine, and now everybody's worried they're going to fall in the draft.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, now Nico, that was a good pick. I always miss Nico in these drafts. I always miss him.
I had just queued up him and Gallup, who I think is kind of interesting. I mean, a late pick. Gallup might be worth a shot, and then Elijah Moore might be worth a shot. All these guys in this round. except for Michael Thomas.
Yeah, Gallup, another one too. People kind of are completely off of him, but remember, he was coming back from ACL last year.
Right.
Now he's in that year 2, should be fully recovered. There's talk that the Cowboys are going to do something at wide receiver, but we'll see. Didn't they sign Michael Gallup to even after he tore his ACL, didn't they sign him to a multi-year contract?
Yeah, I mean he's still viable. I mean if they do get Odell Beckham, obviously that would hurt Gallup, but for now, I think he's still viable.
I mean, Odell Beckham, even if they got Odell Beckham, it'd probably make me like Gallup more. I just don't have any faith in 31-year-old Odell Beckham coming off 2 ACL tears. It'd probably make me just like Gallup even more. Because it's okay, Odell goes out there, they try to force him in there, he's bad for a few weeks, and then they realize, okay, we can't put him out there anymore, he's killing us.
Or he gets hurt again, or something.
Yeah, that
crazy.
Too. That too.
That's something crazy. Who knows? It's kicked off a plane.
Yeah, exactly.
No, it would definitely not hurt CeeDee Lamb.
No. Not worried about Odell.
All right, you're up. Got sniped on Kamara.
Yeah. Another guy I'm not drafting. I'm just not drafting him. I know people are gonna say, "Oh, in the whatever round." Nah. I mean, he hasn't even been good for 2 years. We have 2 years of him not being good, and now you're probably not going to have him for 6 games, more than likely.
Exactly.
Yeah, I'm good with that one. Come on.
So I feel like we've seen a few guys go that we don't usually see go in the drafts. Allen Robinson just went. We saw Kareem Hunt. Hasn't really been drafted all that much.
Yeah.
Jeff Wilson. I think, I'd take Jeff Wilson before Alvin Kamara.
Oh, me too. No, I'm not drafting Alvin Kamara, especially after the video we just saw. No way.
Yeah, exactly.
There's no way he's not getting a suspension. It's probably a pretty significant one. And like I said, when's the last time he was good? Really, truly good for fantasy? He's fine. Okay, you throw him. I mean, is he even fine though? I had him last year in 2 leagues, and I'm I don't think he was fine. I didn't even want to play him. I wasn't even playing him. I wasn't even playing him anymore.
I don't think he had. Did he have any? I think he had 1 100-yard game, maybe. I feel like every week was just, mid.
I mean, I specifically remember Scott Barrett tweeting out, because for some reason Scott Barrett was all on Kamara last year. And he tweeted out I missed the playoffs in a $1,000 FFPC league because the Saints don't know how to use Alvin Kamara, and he couldn't get 10 PPR points. That's how bad he was. He couldn't even get you 10 PPR points. Alvin Kamara, a PPR monster, not even getting you 10 PPR points. That's
great. Thoughts on Monty? I mean, he's a free agent, so we don't know what the deal is there. I mean, I feel like if a team pays him, they're going to use him, right? They wouldn't go out and get him if they weren't going to use him as a primary runner. If he stays, that means Chicago has plans to still use him. Herbert's more just a change of pace back. Herbert does not catch passes, period. He's not good at it. So I feel like that at least gives Monty a decent floor. He's not going to have the highest ceiling if he stays in Chicago, but I feel like he's a decent player as your 3rd running back, or if you're a 0 RB build, like Team 12 here tonight, then, I think he's okay as one of your guys you can slot in there every week.
Yeah, I agree. I think the bad thing, we do see this sometimes with these running backs where they sign and you think, oh, okay, that's a great spot for him. And then they go draft a running back. But I feel like I still like Monty. He's still young. He's a productive real life running back. I think a team that signs him has plans for him. So,
right. Let me just say, I feel like, because I was just talking about guys who don't always get drafted. I know it's your screen that's on the stream, not mine, but I feel like someone's seeing my queue. How did Alec Pierce get taken before I could take him? I was gonna take Alec Pierce here for the first time, and I had Hodgins queued up. It's kind of weird.
I don't know. Somebody hacked your sleeper.
Man, I guess I should have made my password 1234.
Yeah, password 123. I added the 4. It's 1234. They'll never get it. They'll never guess.
Like from a classic movie from Spaceballs. Like,
yeah.
That's the combination an idiot puts on his luggage. All right. That's all right. I got my pick here ready to go. The tank. 2 tanks in a row. Tank Bisbee, Tank Dell.
Tank Dell. There you go. There you go. I do like that. I do like Alec Pierce late as well. I don't know about Hodgins. I know he kind of came on there, but I think the Giants have to do something at wide receiver.
Well, that's the thing is like if they might not because they have Hodgins was pretty good and they're paying him like $5 for the entire season. So like, why would they go spend money on a wide receiver? They still have.
You can't win in today's NFL with Hodgins and 2 games of Sterling Shepard and Wan'Dale Robinson coming off ACL and Darius Slayton. Like you can't win.
I mean, they need to do something, but that's the thing. Even if they get a big name or draft somebody, Hodgins is still probably one of their top 2 or 3 receivers. So
that's true.
He's still.
I guess in the last round, I can't knock it on the last round. I do like Pierce a lot though.
Yeah, and I mean, if he has Stroud, which I think could happen, right? If the Colts get Stroud, I definitely like Alec Pierce. He get them the ball. And that's what I was thinking, and almost picked Stroud over Tua. I like Stroud better than Young also.
Yeah, I like Stroud. I like Stroud's my QB1, definitely. Hopefully the Colts trade up and get him.
Yeah,
for all my Pittman shares.
Yeah, I think that's a perfect match, but we'll see what happens. Thoughts on Team 4? Went Kupp, Walker, Keenan, Ramondre, Trevor Lawrence in the 5th round. Joe Mixon in the 6th round, Juju, Butte, Njoku, Jerick McKinnon, Michael Thomas, of course. Let's just pretend that's not there because otherwise it's instant F.
Those last 3 picks kind of went off the rail. I don't know. I guess it's okay. Look, I know there's a lot of hype. He's a rookie tight end. Kyle Pitts is like the best rookie tight end we've seen, and even he was only good. I don't think Mayer's gonna ever be. I think you're just gonna end up you would end up dropping him at some point. He's gonna be dropped. Yeah, I don't like those last 3 picks. I like the start. Keenan, maybe if he stays in LA, okay. Stevenson, I think is great value. Lawrence in the 5th feels high, but considering how high the quarterbacks went tonight, I'm okay with it. I think Mixon there is fine. Yeah, Juju, Butte. Yeah. Wide receiver's a little light. Wide receiver's definitely light for a 3 wide receiver league.
Yeah, I mean, like the Mayer pick, you didn't need a second tight end, just period. But also, you have Njoku, you were fine there. Like last round, like whatever, take a flyer, but it's kind of a wasted pick. And then the last 3 picks might wind up being wasted picks.
Yeah,
like if 1 or 2 are flyers, but when they're all flyers, it's like a lot of ticket scratch off kind of flyers. And then that's the thing, Juju, and a rookie that we don't know if he's going to have success in the league. It's just a little risky. Wide receivers are all very, very risky, put it that way. But you got some good values. I see you're trying to get guys that dropped, like Mixon. You felt like he dropped veterans, but good start. Finish is risky. Team 10, Sam. Got Eckler, Higgins, D-Hop, Burrow, Ayuk, Akers, Tony, Pacheco, DPJ, Deuce Vaughn, Gallup, Schultz, and Madison.
I mean, a lot of guys I like on this team. Schultz falling. I was thinking about taking Schultz because he fell so far. I mean, yeah, there's not a lot of guys. I mean, Tony, probably a little early. I do like Tony. I'm willing to take shots on Tony, but more like the 9th, 10th round. But I do like DPJ. I like Gallup. I like taking a shot late. I like a lot of guys on this team, honestly.
I feel like it's pretty well balanced. You know, you didn't strike too early on RB2, which is good. You got a solid RB3. You know, a lot of it depends on Hopkins, how he does it. Can he really serve as your number 2 guy? But I think it's pretty solid. Oh, that would be amazing if the Chargers got Jalen Hyatt. It'd be like Mike Williams and him, like the Spider-Man meme.
Would they just run like just like, how would you defend that? Just 2 verticals, Mike Williams and Hyatt just running verticals on every single, like, how would you, like, you just play like four high safeties. You just have 2 go to this side, 2 go to that side. Like,
their offense would be like the way I play Madden. It's like, okay, just go deep, and I'm just gonna chuck it, and hopefully one of these 4 converts.
Yeah, that would be it.
We'll see. Look, Zay Flowers has been impressive so far to scouts. I mean, I don't know if he's going to be faster probably than Hyatt when it's all said and done. Hyatt, of course, has the size advantage. Yeah, it depends what you're looking for. But all right, Stinger wants to know. Team 7 went CD, DK, and Scary Terry. Kittle in round 4. Lockett, Cook, Mooney, of course. Very on brand. Dylan, Elijah Mitchell, Downs, Zay Jones, Jeff Wilson, and Tua.
I mean, I'm not really big on Terry, but okay, that's fine. I mean, if you are, you are. Like, I would definitely be taking Hopkins over him, Cooper over him, Pittman over him, Ridley over him, lots of guys over him, honestly. But, you know, Lockett, that's good. I think Dalvin at the 6'6", that's great. Mooney, I'm glad you're back on Mooney. Dylan, fine. Mitchell, I don't know, maybe a little later. Tua at the last, that's good, the quarterback. I don't hate this draft. I don't think it's, you know, it's like good-ish. How about that?
Yeah, I feel like it's a little more conservative. There's not really any player here. I mean, it's a very veteran team, except for, you know, you got 1 rookie here, I think. One rookie? Yeah, so not the highest ceiling. That's the thing. I don't know if this is a team that could break through and, you know, be a league-winning team. The thing is, and I'll say this because I did this last year too many times in a couple of leagues, and I did it twice early in their mocks. We haven't done that many mocks yet, right? It's still only February. But getting Kittle early, and it's like, let me look. 1-2 rounds later, you could have got Hawkinson, Andrews, or Goddard. Several rounds later, you could have been probably fine getting a guy like Freiermuth or Engram, you know, not a big drop off from Kittle. So I would have preferred to take either a Ramondre or just a better receiver there. You know, just unless you really think Kittle is, you know, going to help. Just, I don't know. I'm done taking a tight end that's not Travis Kelce early.
Yeah, same.
Rise wants to know Team 6. So Devontae, Mike Williams, Chubb, Ridley, Deontay, Pierce, Connor, Cook, Sutton, Waller, Watson, and we'll just ignore that pick.
Yeah, definitely early for Mike Williams. But, I mean, that being said, I don't hate your wide receivers necessarily. I like what you did at running back. I think Deshaun is being undervalued in drafts still, so I like that. Obviously, Kamara, whatever, we'll see. But I think it's pretty good. I mean, I think, yeah, again, just Mike Williams feels early to me, but didn't seem to hurt you necessarily.
Yeah, and, you know, Chubb is fine. I think I would prefer, of course, it's easy to look back and say, oh, you could have got this guy. But you could have got Bijan or Kenneth Walker as your anchor and then taken wide receiver the next round, like a Cooper or Hopkins.
Yeah.
But I like the value you got later. Pierce, I still think is a great value where he's going. Yeah, I think it's pretty solid. I don't love Ridley just in general, but at least you got him in round 4, not round 3 or 2, where he's been going in some league. All right, one more. Zach wants to know, Team 8, pretend that Javonte didn't happen. He said he did not read that story today. Was wondering why he was such a great value in the 9th round. And I mean, look, some people will still be taking him, which is we're not.
Yeah. I mean, I actually like this team. You got Diggs and Amon-Ra, you got Najee and Swift, and you still got Pickens and Bateman. You got Josh Allen. You got Pitts, who, I mean, at the 8-5, got to hope it's a little better. I kind of like the shot other than Javonte. Not really on Claypool, but you know what? I mean, in the 13th round, if the Bears don't do anything crazy at wide receiver, maybe there's a path for him, but you took some shots. I like that team, actually. I like that team.
And this one, even though it looks a little less stable than some others, I feel like this one does have some upside. I do think Najee will be good and be better next year. Swift, of course, could be a lot better next year. We'll see. You got the Diggs Allen stack. You're solid there. Pickens and Bateman. I mean, who knows? Those are both guys that could break out. So I would rather do that than take a guy like I don't know. I don't want to pick on anyone in particular, but okay, look, I'll pick on myself. Like Mike Evans. Like I got him in round 6, and he's my 4th receiver, so I think he's fine. I felt like that's decent enough for my build. But I've also been taking Rashad Bateman around the same time and more often than Mike Evans. There's more upside there, I feel like. Or even a guy like a Juju. Let's, for example, we talked about Juju earlier. So I like those upside picks. Pitts, the upside is there. Doesn't mean it'll happen, but maybe it will. So that's a good team.
Yeah, good team. Like that team.
All right, guys. I think that's it for tonight. If you didn't get to jump in, you're watching this maybe back or just watching because you didn't get in fast enough, don't worry. We'll be back here next week. We'll mock all the time. The best way to know when we're about to go live, if we're going to draft and you want to jump in, of course, subscribe. If you haven't already, hit the notification bell. That way you'll be in the waiting room. Take Stinger's advice. Open Sleeper. Have it ready. And then hopefully you get to join us. Thanks for joining us. And don't forget, we do also have videos. We're not just going live and drafting. Advice all year long. Check out redraft, draft advice videos, dynasty videos. And we now have a baseball channel for those of you who love the national pastime. So check that out too. All right, guys. We'll catch you on the next one.